Have you been interested in getting into minimalism, but you just don't know where to start? Does minimalization seem overwhelming to you? In this video, I'm going to break it down in an easy, bite-sized way to go about it. Welcome back. My name is Jen. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here. Today, I'm going to talk about beginner minimalism. I'm going to give you tips to begin as a minimalist, where to start, what to start with, how to begin, how to make it not overwhelming. The fact of the matter is that minimalization doesn't start with getting rid of everything all at once. It starts with making one small decision at a time, one tiny part. It's not about decluttering your entire house all at once. It's about starting in a small area. As core, minimalization is about reducing excess. It's about keeping things around that serve a function. It's about finding peace with your stuff and intentionally keeping things, intentionally tossing things, and buying. When you buy things, buy them intentionally. This isn't about extremes, about an all or nothing type of a thing. It's one of those things that it can be catered to your needs. It can follow what you need and what you want. You don't need to own less. You need to need less. That's key right there. The first place to start in minimalism is to start in one small area and take it really tiny. Take it one drawer, one purse, one shelf, one category at a time. This can look like your sock drawer, your underwear drawer, your mugs, like I said, one purse, one bag, declutter one of a certain category. This is meant to start small. You want to start small. If it takes more than 15 minutes, it's too much. You don't want to get burned out. You want to start small and continue and then build momentum. That's the whole point of starting small, is to not burn yourself out, but to build momentum. And while I'm looking into, say I open up my sock drawer, I've done this recently and gone through and looked at them, and I still, this isn't a one and done type of a thing. I'm still processing on some of my stuff. When I look at the items, I ask myself, do I use it? That's a big thing. If you don't use it, get it out of your home. I found that there was all kinds of things that I'm like, I don't really use, I don't really need. So I just get rid of them. Would you replace this if it was broken? That's another question I ask myself. And that doesn't help me decluttering something like socks or something like that. But, if I have something like, say I'm decluttering the glasses or drinking containers that I have in my house, if I found something that was like a mug that was supposed to have a handle and it was broken, I would be like, would I replace this? It's broken. And if the answer is no, and if I really don't like the item, it's a get it out of here kind of a thing. If it's a mug that I really, really, really like, then, maybe I'll keep it even though it's broken. But if something is broken or I just don't use it, it's an easy choice to get it out of my home. And when you're asking yourself these questions, don't make a justification for why you're keeping the item around. It's like, oh, well, I've got the handle here too, and I'm waiting to go out and buy some super glue and see how that works. Well, do you really want to be holding on to something full of liquid and pray that the handle's going to hold up with super glue? I really don't want to clean that mess up for sure. So, if I can't use it as is, I might as well toss it. There's no point fixing it. I like to make quick decisions, ask myself if I like something or if I'll use it, and if, keep it guilt-free. Keep it guilt-free. There's a place for items when you get to the point where you are decluttering things that have strong emotions around them. You don't start there. This is not where we're starting. We're starting with just shit around your house that you're not necessarily tied to. Another thing that, if you're beginning a minimalism journey, you want to look at this next tip is to stop spending. Not necessarily before you start your decluttering, but you've got to stop spending. You got to stop bringing things unnecessarily into your house. That is, you can't declutter and then just go buy more junk. That's not going to work for you. That's not going to get you into a minimalist lifestyle. So what I like to do and I've been doing this minimalism journey, and I look around my house and I'm absolutely not a minimalist, not in any way, shape, or form. I'm slowly working myself there. But the way I look at it is, the first thing I need to do is pause as far as spending. If it is a non-essential purchase, not something that I need in the moment, such as like milk, if it's not something like that I need in the moment, I'm pausing my spending. And I've actually been doing a lot of very intentional thinking about what I'm spending. And this trip that I'm on right now, I'm going to a larger city than I normally go to. And I have a gift card that I've had for, I'm embarrassed to say how long I've had this gift card. It's been over a year. I won't tell the person that got me the gift card that I still have the gift card, but I haven't been to an area where this particular store is in over a year. I have specific purchases that I'm going to be getting with this gift card. I've got a list of seeds that I need because I'm out of specific seeds, and I am hoping to purchase some laundry detergent. Those are the things that I'm hoping to get with this gift card. But I'm being very specific and very intentional about what I'm buying. I'm not going to go into this store and be like, oh, geez, I've got this gift card. I might as well just buy $25 worth of junk that I don't need. Another way that I curb my spending is to use what I have. And what I've begun to do lately is to look at things and say, well, I don't really use this item very much, but I really don't want to get rid of it. Okay, well, can I start using it? Can I start using this item? And then that saves me from being like, well, why don't I buy this is similar but different, similar but maybe better. If I don't want to use the thing that I already have and it's really not giving me too much problem using what I have, why buy something that's a little bit better? It doesn't make any sense to me. Another thing that I've learned, and I feel like I've learned this the hard way about buying things, is to not buy organizing bins until I actually need them and I know what's going to go in them, how much is going to be contained in it, and how big of an item I can put in it. Because I have a tendency to go in the dollar store and go freaking crazy buying organizational things, because these are such cute little buckets that I can put stuff in and I can categorize, but I don't have the categories yet. I need to figure out how much stuff is actually in the category. I should not be buying these items if I can't figure out the amount of exact space that I need and what size and type of container I need. It's just wasting my money to go out and buy organizational bins before I know that information. One of the things that I've learned is that you cannot declutter out of overspending. You can take things away to the donation bin all you want, but if you don't stop your overspending, you're going to be cluttered up pretty soon. Minimalism starts at the store, not at the donation bin. When you are beginning a minimalist lifestyle, it can create anxiety when you start thinking about things that you need to get rid of or throw away. What I like to do is I like to put things in categories, I guess, first. And I get a black garbage bag and walk around with that and declutter stuff that's obvious trash first. When it feels like I have anxiety getting rid of certain things, I will put them in what I call a time will tell bin, which is basically a box that I put stuff in and I write a date on it. I put the things in the box, write the date on it, and put it away. And if I go for those items before the date on the box, I'll write like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, maybe a year, something like that. I'll put stuff in a time will tell bin for that reason, so that if I go and get the item, I obviously need it and will use it. If I don't get into the bin in the specified amount of time, and let's be honest here, I usually forget about the bin, and it's the last time I had a bin, I moved into my house and I put stuff in a bin and I put the date on it, and I didn't look in that bin for, I don't know, like 5 years, maybe even longer. You know, it's just a cardboard box under there, and then when I opened it up, I'm like, I haven't used any of this shit. I don't know what I did with it at that point in time, but that's the thing, is if you get anxiety, don't hold yourself to getting rid of it and making decisions immediately. Slow down, put it in a time will tell bin. You know, that will reduce your anxiety. Let yourself know that you will hang on to the item. It doesn't need to be, gone forever. You'll put it in here and then you can come back and look at it. And by the time you come back and look at it, you might not have that emotional anxiety type of attachment to the item. And at that point in time, you may have built up stronger decluttering muscles. So one of the things as a beginner is to give yourself an option, an out, so that you don't get anxiety. When you're a beginner at minimalism, you're going to want to keep things at a slow pace and just repeat the process over and over and over again. So you've gone through your sock drawer and gotten rid of things that you don't use. You've gone through your underwear drawer, got rid of holy items and things you don't wear. You've done that and you've done that. Keep it at a slow pace, and don't escalate to where you go to, well, I'm gonna do this entire room all in one day. Don't escalate. Continue to start small until you build up that decluttering muscle, until you're better at getting rid of things. It's okay to start slow and keep it at a slow pace. Do do your less than 15 minutes of decluttering and then move on to some other task doing something else. Then go back to another 15 minutes, another day or later on in the day. It doesn't have to be 15 minutes. Sometimes what I find is if I declutter one area for 15 minutes, then I take a short break and I go to an entirely different area in my house and declutter for another 15 minutes. I like to keep things at a small amount and not escalate it up to making it into a big job. Because if you're not ready to make it into a big job, it's going to create problems for you and you're going to stop. Once the job gets to be that it's too big, it's too overwhelming. You just want to keep a small decluttering cycle going until you can add more onto it at each time. And then once you start adding more onto it, then you can begin to declutter bigger areas, but don't get yourself burned out or overwhelmed. Once you start recognizing what it feels like to be overwhelmed and burnt out, stop and take a break and go on to an entirely different task or a different area. You don't want to start with sentimental things. Anything that's attached to emotion, you need to hold off on something like that until you get better at the actual decluttering. Once you've been decluttering small spaces for a while and you've gotten yourself to a point where you can do that, that's when you want to do some sentimental things or things that have emotionally charged guilt, grief, any type of emotion attached to the particular item. Another thing you want to avoid is to avoid your expectations of how you're going to begin to feel about decluttering. Don't expect to instantly be calmed by the decluttering. It's going to happen, but it's not going to be instant. And another thing is to not think of decluttering as a finish line. Minimalization is something that it's going to be a constant. You're going to have to constantly be keeping on yourself. You're going to have to constantly be looking at things and saying, okay, what can I declutter today? You know, things have a tendency to accumulate over time. Minimalization is an ongoing thing. It's not a process that's a one and done. You're not going to declutter your entire house and then never have to worry about it again. It's going to be consistent and constant, and that's the best way to do it, is consistently and constant. There is nothing wrong with going at a slow pace and keeping yourself consistent. Do it slow. You're not here to pace yourself with other people. This is a go at your own pace. Go slow. It's going to be something that you're going to have to work on constantly, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a one and done. There is a way to look at minimalization in a financial way. This can help out your finances, because less clutter will lead you to buying less duplicate purchases. You're not going to be wondering if you own something and going out and buying stuff. You're going to know whether or not you have it and whether or not you need to buy it. And fewer purchases are going to give you more extra money left in your budget, what they call margin. So you're going to have more of that extra money because you're not spending on frivolous things. And when you look at your budget and find out that you do have extra money in there, you're going to be stressed less. Living a minimalist lifestyle is a cheap way to help out your finances, for sure. For sure. Minimalism isn't about what you get rid of, it's about what you stop bringing into your home. So I would like to encourage you to start today. Start small. Make one decision, one tiny area, 15 minutes, and then stop there. And then Pick it up again tomorrow. Do the same thing. Then do the same thing the next day. And then the next week, maybe add 5 more minutes on. Do it small, but start today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, I put out a lot of other content on frugality, minimalization, budgeting, and finances. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to see other content like that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.